Welcome to episode number 1 of FitPet Boston Talks. My name is Leah Lodato, and I'm hosting the show. This is a short introduction to what you can expect on this podcast, so keep listening. I'm super excited. Hey, and welcome to FitPet Boston Talks. My name is Leah, and if you don't know me personally, I'm just going to take a couple of minutes and talk about myself and what I do. I own and operate FitPet, and I mainly walk dogs in Medford and Winchester, Massachusetts. I'm also a CPDT certified dog trainer, and I work with my wife, Laurie. I supplement her program at A Better Companion Dog Training in Woburn, Mass. So this podcast is my own personal production. The goal here is just to sit down in my little home studio and talk to local, esteemed professionals about their lives, their dogs, and their careers. So you're going to be hearing from a conglomerate of different people who work with animals, specifically dogs, on a regular basis, and they're in the trenches, they have experience, and this is a platform for them to share their stories. And I'm particularly interested in hearing about their own personal dogs and how their dogs help them in their journey and about their relationship with their dogs. The first episode that I shot a couple of days ago was with my wife, Laurie, and she just sat down with me and we just shot it about the way that she got into dog training, her own dogs past and present, and just a little bit about how she trains dogs and her technique and her whole attitude around the way that she runs her business. So it was awesome. I hope you guys stay tuned and check out episode 2. But I just wanted to kind of give you an idea of where this was going. And you know what? I don't have any hard and fast plans for this podcast. I just want to sit down with people who really know what they're doing, who know what they're talking about, and give them a chance to tell their story. I think a lot of times, especially if you work with dogs on a regular basis, you can kind of get into the mode where you're listening to people tell you about their dogs and about their story, and you're constantly trying to help them fix problems. And sometimes your story as a professional gets a little bit lost in the mix. So I want to give people a chance to really tell their story here. What this podcast is not going to be is a open training forum for free advice. So there are loads of places online, YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, where people create free content and free training advice. And some of it is good and some of it is not so good. But I just wanted to go ahead and put it out there that some of the people that I'm hoping to have on have spent years cultivating their skills and their craft and their technique. And to be able to give advice in a situation such as this, right? So this is a podcast. We're just sitting around talking. Dogs and dog training, it's a tactile activity, guys. It's a hands-on thing. It also takes time. That's something that we kind of uncovered when we were doing when I was doing my interview with Laurie. It really takes time in order to cultivate the dog and cultivate yourself and your relationship with the dog, right? So this isn't the best forum for trying to give free advice. That's not what we're going to do here. Again, I'm just interested in hearing about how the person got to where they are today, kind of what it took, what are some of the struggles that they had, what are some amazing things about what they do. But most of the people that I'm going to have on, hopefully, that are trainers, I'm not going to sit there and ask them specific training advice, about how to fix leash reactivity or how to crate train a dog, et cetera, et cetera. If there are little nuggets that you can glean from the episode, great. I mean, the episode that we did with Laurie, she gave some wonderful advice about how to treat the first stages of puppyhood and how important it is to be with your dog during that 8 to 16 weeks of age and to cultivate your relationship and start training. And that's great advice. But it just kind of came out in the wash. It wasn't solicited. It wasn't asked for. Once again, if you're interested in free training advice, I can point you in a bunch of different directions, but this is not the forum for it. It's just, we're telling stories, we're listening. Hopefully this is going to be great for people that are already in the business, so they'll be able to hear from others that are doing exactly what they do. I'm hoping that it will be great for dog owners so that they can have a good, solid example of what it means to be an amazing dog owner. And I'm hoping that it's going to be great for people who are looking to get into the business. So somebody that might maybe they want to be a dog walker or a dog trainer, and they can listen to people that know what they're doing, right? So I'm hoping that it'll be good for those 3 groups. And I'm also hoping it will be great for people that don't have a dog and that maybe they're considering getting a dog. And I hope that this is going to be a good way to introduce good habits before a dog even comes into somebody's life, which I think is really important. If you don't have a dog, you don't know anything about dog ownership. You can read a book, you can talk to your friends, but the bottom line is until you get the dog, you're not going to know what it's really like. And I want to create a resource for people to reference where they can be like, hey, I know this girl, Laurie Lodato. I know this girl, Leah. They're awesome dog owners. They're people that know what they're doing. I'm going to listen to what they have to say. Do we have all the answers? Absolutely not. We're learning every single day, but that humility that comes with owning a dog is similar to the humility that comes, I'm sure, with raising a child. You're learning things about that kid all the time. I don't have kids, so I don't want to make any assumptions about raising a child, but dogs teach us new things every day if we're really paying attention. So it works for us to be humble about it and to admit that things are going to take time, things are going to change. It is really important for us to keep our eyes open and to keep working and building that relationship up with our dogs on a daily basis. So this is going to be a place where if you don't have a dog and you're thinking about getting a dog, you can hear the experiences of people who really know what they're doing. So that's it. That's what this is going to be all about. I really hope that everybody that's listening to this subscribes to whatever platform you're listening to it on. Also, if you're interested in sponsoring this podcast, so if you listen to a couple of episodes and you like what you hear, I'm looking for people who are local business owners. So if you work in the greater Boston area, give me a shout out. Maybe we can give you a shout out here on FitPet Boston Talks. All right, guys, I'm signing off. Thanks again so much for tuning in. Please keep listening. Episode 2 is up right after this one. It's really worth it to give it a listen. I'm hoping to sit down with Laurie once again because we really only scratched the surface. 45 minutes went by. Guys, we could have talked for 2 hours. So I'm really hoping that in the future we'll be able to sit down again. And once again, thanks for listening. Ciao, everybody.